good returns.
Yes.
Absolutely,
Yes.
very right. It's an asset class which is high risk, high reward kind of an asset class. It's a wealth multiplier, to be honest. When the
Hmm.
happens now, if you look at other asset classes like equities, if you look, average equity return is anywhere between 12 to 15%. If you're good, it goes to 20%. Same for gold. Real estate, you have to be really lucky. The way it goes, and the capex is very high. So this is a very high risk, high gain kind of a proposition, and it goes in multiples. It's going to be like 4x, 5x, 10x, 20x, 100x,
Yes.
depending on
Yes.
how long the horizon you have, and how the startup is doing. But at the same time, there's a downside also. Okay, so the downside is that it might have a something, we see everything, right? I mean, we are just giving you a true picture of what this asset class is. So for awareness, yeah, I think.
Hi guys, my
Yeah,
name
hi.
is Amit.
Yes.
Yes,
I,
sir.
I just want to check with you before I have few questions on that. So this whole Pantnagar capital is structured as what in terms of legal entity? What do you intend to structure it as?
Sir, it's
Mhm.
going to be an LP. May I request to,
LLP.
because
Okay, fine, fine.
we are answering these questions later in the
Yeah, I know.
slides.
Now
Okay.
who are the partners for that?
So it will be coming later in the slides.
Later in the slides. Okay,
Yeah.
fine, fine.
So
And
I'll request, sir, if I can quickly finish. I think
yeah,
another
please,
thing.
please
I,
let's come to
yes.
the Q&A part, because a lot of these things must be known to many of us. It would be
Sure.
Absolutely.
better if we can quickly come to the Q&A part. Yeah.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Rightly said, sir. Yeah.
Hi,
So,
Ratnam.
hmm. There is a robust screening criteria which we've been working on, and we will circulate this criteria in the group as well, and you can add to it. But the main intent being that we want to evaluate the potential of the idea, the innovativeness in the idea, the technologies related scalability of the idea, then the execution capability of the team, whether the team will be able to raise the subsequent rounds, because the subsequent rounds are very critical for us. Will they be able to retain the team and grow? So the founder fit as well, the founder's thought process, the entire potential, the market potential. And not leaving the fundability or the investability of the idea, because not all businesses are fundable. There might be very strong profitable businesses giving specific ROIs, but they might not have the capability of generating the kind of returns which we are expecting from this high risk capital. So these are the screening criterias. Uh, the team at Pantnagar Capital is a mix of people from agriculture and tech college, all from 90s entry batch, from various spheres of startup world, investing world, and from marketing experience, from finance experience, to donning various hats as founders experience. So it's a good mix of people who've been in the industry and who have gained experience. Yes. Now the FAQs which were sent to us on the group, and I would request Anirudh sir or Amitesh to address these questions.
Sure.
We'll first take these questions, and then we will move. We will open the forum for more suggestions, more questions, and more views around this.
Okay, Anuj, so go start, please.
Yeah, answering to the first one, if there's only for agri-tech startups, so we already answered that. Like it's not only for agri-tech, but agri-tech is like our core strength. We being from Pantnagar, so we believe we can immensely help for the growth of the startups who are in agri-tech startups.
So just
how
to
would
complement on that, just to add on that, fundamental philosophy, we want maximum opportunities for growth for the investors as far as wealth creation or impact is concerned. And see, not every investment people make is only for impact or for wealth creation also. I just want to clarify. I mean, people invest into causes that they believe also, right? Or, business problems that they believe. And
yeah,
also for the startups, we want every startup that goes through our criteria, from our platform to be successful. So it's like, that's the intention. Only thing is, it should be from Pantnagar or from
right,
for Pantnagar, yeah.
right. And
I'd
apart from
like
the
to
wealth
elaborate on
creation,
what you were saying. Excuse me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Can I elaborate little bit on what Mr. Amitesh was saying?
Please.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So I wanted to say that there is a recent trend in international scenario that those who are going for ESG, environmental, social responsibility,
And
and
governance.
corporate governance,
Hmm.
they
Hmm.
get higher probability of getting funding.
Right.
So one should keep that in mind. And another thing is that Indian government is very keen to see that there is a value addition and increase in the income of farmers by going for
Mhm.
agri-tech or food processing.
Absolutely.
So there also huge investment and opportunity is there. Lots of tremendous growth is anticipated in that sector to enhance the GDP growth of India and increase the income levels. So just little additions from this.
No, absolutely. Very right point, sir. Yeah.
That's right.
In fact, just to
Sir,
addle on that.
apart from the wealth creation aspect, the reason we started that, like, you will also have a sense of creation because you're helping somebody, some entrepreneur who is either from Pantnagar or that community. So wealth creation is one major part of it, but like the reason we are here is because of Pantnagar, and then we are trying to help the Pantnagar entrepreneurs and their network. So it's not only about the wealth creation, the reason which we are here. It's also about the help them being able to grow and sustain in the larger run.
Mm, mm.
How would the investment and returns work? Shefali, you have covered about that uh, in the last slides. Will the investors in seed round get the equity form of pre-IPO shares? CPV, you want to take this?
Yeah, thank you. So, see, in this, actually, this is a simple equity. What happens at this stage? So, pre-IPO stage is very, very late. So, simple equity, and sometime the investor means who is leading. In most of such cases, we will not be leading the deal. Rather, we'll be joining some other investors. So, the investors go for CCPS kind of instrument. That is also fine. So, CCPS is comparatively easier. So whatever is the instrument decided by the lead investor, we will go with that, but it will not be a pre-IPO shares because that is a very later stage of investment.
Mm, mm, mm. Then
Uh,
fund structure, LPs, AUMs, PNB, IB, this all does not apply to us because we're not like a AIF right now. We are not
Yeah.
a proper fund. We are just facilitating deals and curating deals and administrating deals.
So that is today.
closer.
That is
Mm.
today, but we definitely down the road we want to be in some kind of an AIF. Okay, but we
Yeah,
don't
the
want to.
reason is because many startups don't want everybody in their cap table, so they want a AIF route for investment. Yeah. So, but right
AIF
now,
opens up lots of opportunities for
True.
Yes,
True,
sir.
true.
yeah,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we want to get there. We want to get there, but at the moment, I mean, it's on the roadmap, but not today. So we are just being transparent. Where are we standing today? And maybe in a year's time, maybe before, maybe a little later, but we definitely want to be an AIF. That's on the table for us. And
Fair.
just to clarify one point, I think one point was discussed on the cap table. There is, please be aware that there could be certain startups at certain stages where individual investors will not be on the uh, in the cap table. It could be that there's a special purpose vehicle that startup is preferring people to get attached to. But that is a decision we will just make you aware when that stage
Mm.
arises. But that's also a strong likelihood. On certain stages for certain startups, you will not be on capital, but through an SPV. So just be aware of that as a very probable scenario in certain stages. Like
But again,
pre-series A, you will not go
yeah.
into a cap table if you are investing, let's say, 10 lakh rupees. So just be aware of that. Yeah.
Okay, so let me quickly go through these questions because we already this. Will there be a platform for exchanging these shares? So right now, no. We are right now we are not creating any platform that of that sort. Do we actively publish somewhere startup valuation how it is moving along in the subsequent round? Yes. As Sifali mentioned, like we'll be sending monthly updates about the health of the startups. Do we
So
plan
just
to publish start?
on this question, sorry, just 1 minute, sir. Okay. So just on this question, whether the share prices is moving or not, that depends again on the stage of the startup.
That's
Um,
right. Yeah.
lot of seed, or I don't see many pre-seed up till series A, they kind of using any kind of tool or a web or a mechanism to tell. They will tell you what's the valuation, but it's more of a response to if you ask what is the current going price. I don't, at least in my experience, and correct me if I'm wrong, from anybody else's experience, but uh, it's not that it's going to be regularly published, but the financials, the health, the company performance, any management changes, any shift in strategy, updates on strategy, etc., on overall health and how the whole startup is operating. That is definitely going to be published to the invested investors periodically by the founders, and we would be in those communications and making sure that there's a proper cadence and forum for addressing. But it won't be coming in a larger forum, but between the founders and the investors, as it is done.
Mhm.
About your valuations part, I like to add little bit. Actually, it is a highly subjective thing because all potential investors who may like to subsequently enter into the arena, they may value it differently. So it becomes a little difficult, and especially after the Zomato and Paytm episodes, the valuations had come down and the industry had suffered some setbacks, but now it has bounced back. And currently, they are more focused on startups which are showing good healthy cash matlab flow. So that it should be the criteria. And another thing is that I have been a personal friend of Vikram Gupta, who is founding managing partner of IV Cap Ventures. So they do the mentorship and manage the funds for all IIMs and IITs. So I have been closely associated and I have seen how they do. So they have lots of mentors as well, a group. So that also could be one focus area for us, that we have a solid group of mentors who can help people in avoiding the mistakes which every now and then people may do, because not all are from the business background.
Correct.
That's right.
That
Totally
kind of
agree, sir. Totally
times
agree, sir.
could
We
be.
Yes, sir.
already mentioned that we want to leverage that power of community for this support as well. Totally agree. On top of the curation criteria we have, that's free flowing. I mean, we are not stopping that at all, but we're just bringing people together.
Okay. Do we plan to publish startup P&L statements? Yes, we mentioned about that. Like we'll give monthly updates. Will there
No,
be a
no, no,
place
no,
where
no.
we can?
We don't, sir. Please, I think
Uh,
we.
it is
It's
like
between the.
what we said. Like
It's between the.
we
We are
will.
not doing anything on monthly basis. It's between the founders and the
Yes.
and the
Yes.
startup. Okay. Yeah. So I just wanted to just set the
But
expectations
we would
correctly.
like to ensure that the investors do get a quarterly or periodical
Right.
updates on the status of the startup. What are the updates in terms of the product? How has it moved in terms of market, in
Correct.
terms of action? So we will try to ensure that these kind of updates do come from the startup's end to the investors who have invested in the startup. So that's why we are here to
And we
ensure
would
that.
definitely, yeah, and
But
we would definitely be
the
informing.
responsibility, as you're saying, will lie on the startup.
And we would definitely be informing if there's any exit happening or any, fresh investment or evaluation uptake, what we are hearing
Yes.
from the founders from reliable